Okay, good day to everyone. I'll be talking to you today about the Qatar COVID 19 travel rules. Yes, I'm currently residing in Qatar and I've just arrived back to Qatar yesterday. And I can share the privilege of being among the first travelers who are part of the new latest travel update as of July 12, 2021. We arrived into Qatar on July 12th and we experienced the new process altogether for ourselves. So let's get into it. So topics that I'll be covering today will be overview of Qatar COVID-19 travel rules. So what this basically means is I won't be reading to you the entire list that is being presented in the websites or something, but I'll be giving you a basic guide of how Qatar as a nation is documenting the rules. How is it categorizing people and how is it categorizing the types of quarantine that you have to go under, or how it is categorizing the COVID-19 infection in the name of the countries from where it is coming or the type of vaccines that you have taken. So basically, it has categorized everybody into certain areas of interest, and based on those categories, the rules have been specified. So you don't have to look for every single rule that is being presented in the website. You just have to look for the rule that applies to you. So I have made that process a bit simpler by categorizing what the Qatar government is trying to look for in people. Okay. After that, once we understand which category do we fall into, it is best to look for the official websites or web pages and social media handles or something which are providing information about the travel details, first of all, uh, the quarantine details, and also how one must prepare to travel to Qatar. So, what you should do, say, 3 days or 4 days before traveling to Qatar in the COVID times. Whether do you have to get an RT-PCR test results or not? What should be the status of the results or something for travel? And where should you upload those results so that the government can track you? Basically, they need to monitor your status throughout the travel so that they may again, once you arrive into Qatar, they may specify the particular rules that are applied to you. So they need to do that, and they are also providing information about this on the website that I'll be showing in this slide. After that, you should also know about the things that you must do before traveling to Qatar. Most of the rules apply very general to everyone. It's not specific rules for specific type of people. The rules are simple. It's just that there are certain rules which are different to different set of people or people coming from different set of countries. So again, those categories I'll be mentioning in the overview itself, so you'll get to understand what you must do, and you can check those specific rules in the official websites that I'll be telling. Then I have taken out the information on list of vaccines that are approved in Qatar. Of course, you can find the same information in the websites, but I'll be mentioning those here, and you can just have a look at it whether you have taken those vaccines or not. And then I'll be talking about the complete travel process and application procedure on Ethera's portal. The travel process, as I said, what your travel process begins 3 to 4 days before you even go to the airport for your travel. So the process starts at 72 hours before. So what you should do at that point of time, and how you should prepare yourself to fly to Qatar. And once you come to Qatar, what's your status? Based on that, your post arrival process also exists. Okay, based on home quarantine or hotel quarantine, whatever it could be. Uh, there is this portal called as Atheras portal, and Atheras is a mobile-based application which has been developed by the state of Qatar. This is particularly used for COVID-19 monitoring in the country for all the people. So the entire status of your COVID-19 infection will be, specified on the app based on whether you're positive, negative, or you're in quarantine, or you're a suspected person or something. If you have a health card, your health card number will be specified. Your current result as of today will also be mentioned with, whether you are negative or positive or something. So you'll get all the information, all the statistics of how many active COVID cases are there in this country, how many positive, how many negative, how many people have actually tested in the country, what is the current number of deaths that have happened in the country. You get every information on that. Also, you get hotline numbers for contacting the concerned people on the application and also on the web page. So let's get going. So overview of Qatar COVID-19 travel rules. Now, as mentioned here, Qatar government categorizes people in or outside the regions of state of Qatar in following categories. First and foremost is citizens of Qatar. So these are people who are given the official citizenship in this country. They belong to this country, so they have a Qatari passport. The second category are permanent residents of Qatar, or in other words, the QID holders. These could be all those people who have been residing in Qatar and have a particular residence permit card, also called as QID here. So these could be from any country, say India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, any country in this world, and they have been residing in this country. So they have been given this residential permit card in the form of a permanent visa. Okay, so they don't have to apply for visa every time they travel between any country to Qatar, and they can just directly come into Qatar with this ID. They just have to keep renewing the ID after before it expires. And then the third category are GCC nationals with or without Qatari ID. So the Gulf Cooperation Council nationals, the Gulf Cooperation Council, as you know, a set of countries that are in the Gulf region. There are six countries. So Qatar, UAE, Saudi, Oman, Bahrain, and you can get the information on this on the website itself or on Google anywhere. Uh, there is a bit of leniency towards the GCC nationals. So with or without Qatari ID, they are being exempted now. So you'll get to know more about the exemption from quarantine as I go ahead. Then comes the fourth category: family, business, and tourist visitors. So these are people who are very fairly new to this country, or they are just tourists who are coming to visit Qatar, and they do not have any sort of residency permit or something. So they will be given a special visa, the tourist visa or the business visa or a family visa based on what their need is, and even though those people are being allowed as of July 12th. So before July 12th, 2021, even those people weren't allowed, but now they are being allowed. They hold a special, they are being held under specific rules, which you can check in the website. And then, of course, for all these four categories, you have the age category again. So 0 to 17-year-old are considered to be children in Qatar, and 17 and above are considered to be adults. So there was a bit of a misunderstanding when we were coming there, because a lot of people are saying that our child is 17, and some are saying our child is 17 years but 17 years and 3 months old. So are they still considered in the quarantine, in the home quarantine or hotel quarantine category? So to clear out that, basically my sister, she is 17 years and 4 months old, so she is below 18. So below 18 too, they're considered as children. So 0 to 17 years, we mean 17 years old. So before they turn 18, they are exempted. So after 18, all are adults. So it's that way. Next, so Qatar government categorizes inbound travelers into the following categories based on the status of being vaccinated, partially or fully, with the COVID-19 vaccine, inside or outside the state of Qatar. So the categorization now is also based on your vaccination status or your previous COVID-19 infection status. So of course, there are three types of category here: vaccinated, unvaccinated, or recovered COVID-19 patients within 12 months in Qatar. And you can check about these rules in the PDF that is being presented as policy updates in the COVID 19 website of MOPH. I'll be mentioning that later. The government also categorizes various countries around the world into the following categories mentioned here based on the severity of COVID 19 infection in those countries. So Qatar categorizes all the countries around the world based on the severity of COVID-19 infection that is being spread in those countries. So the more the severe countries, the more stricter the rules are. So in that way, green list countries have the lowest risk of COVID-19 infection, and that's why they have the most lenient rules when they come into Qatar. So people coming from green list countries have to follow the most lenient of the rules that are being presented in this country. Then comes the yellow list countries, which are at the medium risk of COVID-19 infection, and red list countries, which are at the highest risk of COVID-19 infection. So, take for example my country. I'm from India, so red list country. It's a red list country, so I had to be exposed to severe highest order of strictness when it comes to rules. So my checking was very much intact and very particular. So all those people who are coming from red list countries, you must be prepared with all your documents properly, because first of all, you weren't even allowed to travel certain period of time before, and even if you had to travel, it was a hotel quarantine for 10 days, so it was very very hectic for us. So now they have exempted all those people coming from any part of the world who are vaccinated. So these vaccinated people have been exempted with the hotel quarantine, but children below the age of 18 with vaccinated parents still have to quarantine in home for 10 days if they're coming from red list countries, for 7 days if they're coming from yellow list, and 5 days if they're coming from green list countries. Children below the age of 11, they are considered vaccinated even if they have not been vaccinated. As long as the parents are vaccinated, they are considered vaccinated. Excuse me. So Qatar government again, it categorizes a type of quarantine measures based on the previous categories to be allotted to inbound passengers. So once Qatar government classifies a person into the previous three categories, say for example, if he is a permanent residentship holder, a QID holder, and he's a vaccinated individual and coming from a red list country. In this case, these rules exactly apply to me. I'm a QID holder. I'm a vaccinated individual and I'm coming from a red list country, India. So based on the current exemption, I've been exempted from hotel quarantine. I am only allowed to go for a home quarantine. So even in my case, I don't even need to go for a 5 to 10 day home quarantine. I'm just exempted from any home quarantine. But my sister, she is below 18, so she had to go under a home quarantine for 10 days just because she's coming from a red list country. So even if we travel together, she has to go under a home quarantine for 10 days. So, and she is currently doing that. So other than the vaccinated individual, if say you are an unvaccinated individual, then you have to go for a hotel quarantine, again based on the type of country you're coming from. McCann's quarantine is for domestic staff or company workers. It doesn't apply to general visitors or something. Okay, so it's a bit more stricter. It's 7 to 14 days. After all these categories, Qatar government has the following instruments to assist, inform, check, or monitor the status of people in and outside of Qatar. So first and foremost thing, all those people who have a QID or those people who have visa are being constantly monitored by the state of Qatar for their COVID-19 travel status. Okay, and then there is this app called Metrash 2. It's a government app. It holds all your information regarding your status in this country, in Qatar. So it could be your driving license, it could be your QID number, it could be your home address in Qatar. So it's basically a directory of your information. Once you are in Qatar, you most of the people actually have downloaded this app and they keep it for their quick access information. Then comes the Ethera's app. Actually, the most important app among all these five is Ethera's app. Ethera's is something which is a compulsion to download, and it's a COVID-19 monitoring mobile application. It just looks like this. I can just show it to you. So Ethera's first of all looks like this. So once I click it over there, okay, so Ethera's looks like this. It has a beautiful background. It's the Qatari landscape. This is the logo and this is the start button. So once you go into the start button, this is how you get your name, your current status. So my current status is green, which shows that I am vaccinated and I have tested COVID negative. So I'm exempted from almost any quarantine or something. And the yellow border on the outside shows that I'm vaccinated. So this is how the Qatar government has beautifully crafted this app. And then you can see my health card number, the latest test date, when did I get tested, and result. So since how many days I have been negative, and you can get all the information on the top. So that's what I'm saying. The statistics, what all statistics are there. Once you download this app with your registered mobile number, you get all the information. The hotline number, as I was saying, if you want to contact the emergency numbers. So the technical related questions or health related questions. So based on the requirement, you can call them. Notification, of course, you get daily news update on how many COVID cases have been confirmed and how many have been recovered. And then my vaccination status. So this is my current vaccination status, the vaccination type that I have received, and how many doses, first dose and